What's going on, Cowboys Nation? I'd like to introduce myself. My name is the Sports Ray. I know I'm a little behind the power curve as far as this NFL season is concerned, but I promise you I will stay up to date with everything from here on out and hopefully for seasons to come. My main focus of this channel is to cover the Cowboys content and give reactionary news, but also give weekly matchup previews and how I view this team in specific ways. But I also want to kind of go over the rest of the NFL as well. So I'm gonna have my special corner for my Cowboys fans and my Cowboy lovers, and then I'm gonna have my other special section for people who love everything NFL. So I'm gonna be going through every matchup. But this is gonna be the Cowboys and Ravens preview video. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and if you like it, please let me know. Please let me know in the comments, subscribe, and I'm gonna keep putting out content hopefully. So, and please tell me where I can improve on and the things that I can do better. But let's go ahead and break down the Ravens. This is this Week 10 matchup for the Dallas Cowboys. So the Ravens come in at 5-4. I'm not too impressed with their quality of wins. When you look at their quality of wins, they have Pittsburgh, Buffalo, Jacksonville, and the Browns twice. I mean, two of those teams are combined 2-17 on the year, and they beat one of those teams twice. So I'm not too impressed with those wins at all. Buffalo, they played them early in the year. I think Buffalo started the season on a 3-game losing streak, and they were the first team to play them on the losing streak. So I think Buffalo was kind of finding themselves, and Buffalo is one of those teams that they can beat anybody on any given week, but they can lose to anybody on any given week. So I'm not too impressed with that one either. And then the Pittsburgh win, they looked good in that game. They pushed Pittsburgh around. They made it their game, but in the end it was kind of close. That's how division games kind of always are, and that's why I don't view that win as highly as I would for a lot of other teams, because they do see them twice a year, and they do know what makes Big Ben tick and know what makes the Steelers tick and where they're strong and where they're weak. So again, some decent wins, but nothing special at all. Losses, they have some good quality of losses. They have Oakland, they have Washington, the New York Giants, and then they have the Jets. The Jets I'm not too impressed with, but the Giants, Washington Redskins, and the Oakland Raiders I'm kind of impressed with. The Raiders and the Redskins, the Raiders they lost by 1 point, and the Redskins they only lost by 6. So they play teams close. I think their average margin of loss is 4.75 points, so a little under 5. And they make sure that they control the ball, and I'll get into that a little later when we break down their offense, defense, and special teams. It's what allows them to stay close in these games. So let's start with the defense first. Obviously, the run defense, they don't allow you to waste the clock, so they don't allow you to just run the ball out on them, and that's what Dallas does. So it's going to be an interesting litmus test for Dallas with regards to the run game. And I know everybody wants to say, oh, well, we heard this against the Packers, and the Packers we're supposed to be world beaters against the run, and we were supposed to get under 60 yards, and we ran for them 190. I know. And again, I don't think they're going to stop Dallas. I'm not saying, Zeke is going to run for 72 yards, the average, or anything like that. I think we're going to get well over that average. I think we're going to get 120, 100, 140, somewhere in that range. But I don't think they're the same team as the Packers. I'm going to say that much. I think physically wise, they are a lot more talented than the Packers are. And I'll start by saying that their defensive line, Timmy Jernigan, I think he's their right end. He leads the team in sacks with 5. And then also they have 2 huge bodies in Pierce and Williams. They're big boys. I mean, like 300 pounds each. So they're going to be a load to move for Martin, and they're going to be a load to move on the other side, with Free and Travis Frederick as well. I hope to see more zone run out of that, because I don't think these guys can move side to side. I think, if these guys get side to side with us, we might be able to, break a little bit with Zeke. But their linebackers are pretty good as well. So you have Suggs, you have C.J. Mosley, who leads the team in interceptions, oddly enough. And I'll get into why I think that is. And then you have Zachary Orr, who leads the team in tackles. He's been playing his ass off this year. And then you have Elvis Dumerville. Quality linebackers. I don't really see any, weak link. I mean, I didn't know who Zachary Orr was until I started looking at the stats, and I looked at a couple of his games, and man, the guy can flat out fly. He is a instinctual football player, and he is very smart when it comes to the run game. You need to watch out for those guys when you're talking about disguising coverages as well. They play a 3-4, so they're 4 linebackers, 3 down linemen, and they disguise coverage as well, which is why I think C.J. Mosley leads the team in interceptions. I don't think the secondary is as talented as people want to make it. Ladarius Webb and Jimmy Smith they're not that good to me. Eric Weddle is good, but Ladarius Webb is more of a risk taker. I don't see him making as many plays as he has in the past. And Jimmy Smith has never come to fruition. I think he was a second round pick. I'm not sure, but he's never really come to fruition as far as what people thought he was going to be as a player. So again, just watch out for their coverage disguises. They do 3-4 coverage, so sometimes they'll bring 6, sometimes they'll bring 4, sometimes they'll bring 5, and they blitz from all 3 levels. So I think it was a Cleveland game I was watching. They ran a blitz, and it would completely the right side of the offense collapsed because it was the Browns. But again, they brought their linebackers and they brought the safety level. So from all 3 levels, they'll blitz. So they're not afraid to bring the exotic blitzes. So we really need to watch out for that. They might try to confuse Dak, and that may be an avenue where they try to bring something that Dak hasn't seen. Our blocking has been exceptional. Zeke is probably the best pass blocker in the NFL. I've said that since we got him. I think that he is highly underrated in that, and that's part of the game where he passes a lot of backs in the NFL. So again, they have a decent defense, and they know what they're doing, and they're big and physical and ugly. And our offense has been a steam engine, a steamrolling teams, going at 400 yards a game. But when it comes to games like this, sometimes the ugly games are the litmus tests for the teams that don't know how to die. And we'll find out a lot about this offense this year and how physical we really are. As we played some good teams, but I don't think we played a team quite as physical as this. I didn't think the Bengals were as physical as this. Even though they are pretty physical, I don't think they were as physical as the Ravens. And I'm trying to think of another team. Maybe the Redskins. I don't see them being as physical as this. And I'm trying to think of another one. I can't really think of another physical team that we played like this. So their record and their quality of win may not be great, but they are a physical defense, and they have a lot of veterans on their defense. So we need to watch out for them. Offense is where they kind of fall off. It's kind of where you kind of go, oh, okay, well, I thought this was going to be a game. Flacco, 9 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 1-to-1 ratio, terrible. 63% clip. His completion percentage isn't too great. Terrence West, I think he took over the running back in week 3, 4, 5 maybe. In the work he's done an exceptional job, averaging about 4 yards a carry for 510 yards in the season. And Mike Wallace is having the best season out of any receiver for the Baltimore Ravens, but you still want to watch out for Steve Smith. You still want to watch out for the physical bully. Whoever's masked on him, I think it might be Scandrick, because I would put Scandrick on him. Scandrick ain't afraid to back down from a fight, but Steve Smith is going to bully him around a little bit. Scandrick's going to have to take his L's and get up and say, all right, let's do it again. And he's going to have to take his L's and get up and say, do it again. And then, Steve Smith is going to have to, give him some respect too, because Scandrick will demand that. Hopefully he's up to the task. I think Brandon Carr will be on Mike Wallace with safety help. That's normally what we've done with Brandon Carr, and especially because Mike Wallace is such a deep threat. So you want to watch out for that. Let's move on. So where I think they are the most impressive, believe it or not, even though they have the number 1 run defense, I still think their secondary is suspect when it comes to the passing game. Their special teams. They have some of the most impressive special teams. Their kicker hasn't missed a kick this year. If it comes down to a last-second field goal, Justin Tucker has not missed a kick this year. And I don't, I didn't look at range or anything like that, but 22 and 22 is good. The guy is rock solid. We always, we're happy we have Dan Bailey, but at the end of the day, 100% is 100%. And that's awesome as far as, Justin Tucker is concerned. And they have Devin Hester returning in the game as well. He's always a threat. He's not what he was back in the day, but he's still, one of the faster guys in the NFL. And then their punting game is really what's impressive to me. In their punt average, they're 9th in the NFL at 46.9, which is top 10 as far as like gross netting. So that's not the net yards that they get. Or the gross average, sorry. It's not the net that they get. So they push you back. Instead of starting at the 30, 35 for bad teams, you're starting at the 20. You're starting at the 25. They may even take a touchback and make you take the long field. They have a great punting team, and they are second in the league in punt and kick return yard coverage. They have allowed the second least amount of yards. So don't expect. Per the stats, don't expect Lucky Whitehead to be breaking one off. Their special team seems to be on top of it. So a lot of long fields might be today, and that's not a good sign against some of the top defensive stats as far as running and stuff like that. Dak is going to have a good day and be able to recognize a lot of things in this game. So that's pretty much a breakdown of the Ravens. But I also want to give a Ravens win if and a Cowboys win if, and then I kind of want to give you a prediction and a spread pick. So the Ravens win if they control the trenches. If they control the trenches with those big bodies and those linebackers, it's going to be a long day for Dallas if they get pushed around and they realize that they're not as physical as they thought they were. And believe it or not, the Ravens are third down defense. They're the best in the NFL. I think it's like somewhere around 33, 34%. So Dallas is fourth in the NFL in conversions, so it's going to be an interesting matchup when it comes down to that. We're one of the best in converting third downs, but they're one of the best in stopping that. So make sure you're watching those matchups when you're watching this game. Those are the things that are going to matter. The special teams, the field, the position of the field, where everything is going, and then like I said, they blitz from all three levels. So if they can confuse Dak, if they can make Dak, second guess where the blitz is coming from, it might be a long day. He might look like he did in that Eagles game where they brought the house on him, and we haven't seen him really get blitzed like that again. I don't know if the Ravens will quite come at him like that. I mean, Jim Schwartz he didn't even care. He was like, well, one-on-one matchups all day. You got to beat me, Dak. Like he that was the epitome of Dak just beat me, but you want to make sure you're looking at that, and then so yeah, Ravens win if they do that. Dallas wins if they do what they've done all year. If Dallas continues to just pound the ball on everybody and act like they're in practice scout team and they're just out there doing what they do, they're gonna win the game again. And I think Dallas is gonna win because I have yet to see anyone stop that. I have yet to see anyone question stopping that. I mean, in the beginning of the year, the Giants did a good job, but I chalked that game up to Dak and Zeke's first game. Zeke hadn't even gotten a groove. I love to see the Giants play us again. I can't wait for that game. But we'll get to that game when we get there. But I really think that no one's stopping what Dallas does, and until someone shows me that they can, I'm gonna pick Dallas. I'm gonna stick with Dallas riding this out. I mean, their confidence is at a 99 right now, maybe even at 100. They don't doubt what they can do, and this line is pushing its brains out. So again, and the other thing to focus on, Ravens are last in third down conversions on offense. So make sure you're looking at that. Dallas getting off the field against a bad offense. Those are the matchups you look to win. So if Dallas wins first and second down, and they get this bad converting team into third down and long, or third down and whatever, you kind of want to see your team get off the field, because that is what tells you that they have a 5-4 record. That's what tells you that they're beatable. If you do the things that don't beat them, if you don't do the things that beat them, you're going to lose the game. So Dallas needs to stay on top of that, even with the injuries to Claiborne and Church. Those will continue to be an issue, and I'm not happy about it at all, but we have to play through it. Next man up. J.J. Wilcox has been extremely impressive to me. I think he's getting better. He's actually getting better at what he does, because I see that first year when he came in, this is my little spiel on J.J. Wilcox. That first year when he came in, he had played 1 year of college safety, and when we drafted him, it was a project. So the project is finally coming to fruition in my mind. He's hitting, he's being smart, he's tackling hard. There's not as many those hit and misses that he had early on in his career. So I'm very impressed with J.J. Wilcox and how far he has come. I'm not saying he's one of the better safeties in the league. I'm just saying in the time he has covered and the progression he's made, he's gotten so much better at that, and I'm so impressed with him. And I'm glad to have him on our football team as our backup safety. So prediction, I got Dallas winning 30-17, which therefore means that they cover the spread. I don't think this game is going to be that close. I think Dallas is going to pull away in the first half. Watch out for that Jerry World atmosphere. Watch out for that, the waving of the towel. Hey, we're getting a little thing going with our atmosphere. For a while, the past couple of years, when we first got there, it was half and half. Half the field was, or half the stadium was full of road team fans. But I'm starting to see that disappear a little bit, and I think even more as we win more. Winning fixes a lot of things, and winning's gonna fix the problems in the locker room. Winning's gonna fix the problems off the field, and make them almost irrelevant. Like you don't hear about Rolando McClain being a problem. You barely heard about Randy Gregory getting another suspension type of thing. You barely hear about those things because winning covers a lot of that. When you have Dak and Zeke as your stories, and Gregory and McClain are things you're not even worried about, like Gary had said, we're worried about the guys that are here, and the guys that are here are getting us to 8-1. So I'm so impressed with this Cowboys team. I'm so impressed with what they're doing, and I'm so proud of them and what they will continue to do. I hope that they continue to do this against a physical team like the Baltimore Ravens. But again, Cowboys with the win. So let me know if you guys like this video, what else I could do, maybe some suggestions. But like, comment, subscribe, and I hope to see you guys next time.